With over 250,000 students currently living in the city, Boston is America's college town. Exploring the theme of opposites, we decided to find out what it's like living here as an international student versus being local. Brian Simonelli is from Hanson, Massachusetts, and talks about attending Suffolk University and why he chose to go to a school so close to home.
It's definitely like a sense of security, being like if you forgot something at home, like when you come to live at Boston or in Boston, it's easy to take a 35-minute train on the commuter rail back to your house and grab what you need and come back. Or if you're just needing to just get away, you always have the option. I mean, I was always looking to be in Boston because it was like a safe distance, so like I didn't need to go home, but like if I wanted to, I could. Also at the same time, it makes you almost always have like that fallback when like not all people do have that. So I guess like the experience, it doesn't take away from it, but I guess it's always just like having that safety that almost stops you from like the full embrace of like living on your own.
Daniela Rivera and Eleonora Valdez from El Salvador talk about what it's like attending Boston University as an international student.
I love Boston. It's like a great city to be in, being a college student. It's still like, I like the feeling of being in the city and everything, but it's not overwhelming, and it's a lot of college students. Like, I feel like there's a lot of people who understand me here. Well, especially at BU, there's like a huge international student community. So there's always like, if you feel like you're missing home, there's always someone that understands you somewhere. Yeah. Leaving all your friends behind is hard.
Yeah, it's hard to leave all your friends, and also like this is a totally different world if you compare it to what we're used to, like from weather to the people to everything. One of the first things you notice is how not cold, but how less like
welcome,
affectionate people are. Like for us, saying hello is a hug and a kiss, even if it's the first time you've met that person.
Well, there's definitely people that are like, oh, you have an accent, that's so exotic. And it's like, well, first of all, I'm not a pet. And like, I try so hard to like be here. Like, I study like my ass off to like learn English.
Yao Pan from Nanjing, China is an international student at Simmons College and talks about what she's learned since moving to Boston.
If you're like kind of like making friends in China, you're stick with each other forever. It's like a promise. Like you're not just like, you basically hang out every day. Like I have like 3 more friends there like going here, but we basically still like talk every day. But here's just more like, if I have time, I can talk to you. I see like 40 international students in the international orientation the first day I got here, but they're like including graduate school students, so I don't think there's a lot here. I do learn a lot from this school, and because like first I saw it's just like a women's school, women's college, but then there's like people here that are not really describe themselves as like women, so I'm like, oh, what is that? Like, we don't have that idea. Like, we do have that idea in Chinese, like LGBTQ plus community, but it's more like LGBT that stops here. Like, we don't really know what is the Q here.
Zeri Ball from Cambridge, Massachusetts is also a student at Simmons College and talks about being independent while living so close to home.
I chose Simmons because I'm an English education major and they have the 4+1, so I can get my master's in education really quickly. But I also chose it because I like how close it is. Not necessarily because I wanted to be home, but I like the city environment, and I'm a really big fan of the Boston environment. There's always something happening here, and there's so many different colleges here, and so many different young people here at the exact same time doing the exact same thing, getting the education. I feel like it's really important for somebody to stay away from home as long as they can, so they can become who they really are, who they really want to be. And then, of course, go home for whatever reason is and then come back. It's really important. And then it's also really important to differentiate between the two worlds, between like who you are like at home pre-college and then who you are while you're at college. I don't go home because I came from a very loving family, but they had rules and like in terms of like I can't go out past whatever unless I'm with my brother and stuff like that. And being at Simmons, not necessarily at Simmons, but being in college, I'm able to go out and do what I want with whoever that I really want to.
Boston continues to be a vibrant mecca for young people from all over the world who are looking to get an education. Reporting for JR103, this is May Blake.